Welcome to the Horror Unmasked podcast,
where we unmask the monsters
and explore the lore.
I'm Amber.
And I'm Lily, and today we will be dissecting
Scream 6.
Let's Don the Mask.
A film professor is waiting for her date to arrive at a bar in New York City when he calls her saying he's lost. She's trying to help give him directions, but he lures her into an alley where she is jumped and killed by Ghostface.
Who is him, if you didn't get that?
Yeah. The killer is immediately revealed to be one of the professor's students.
What a grimy little asshole.
I know, right? For fucking real. Who goes back to his apartment to gloat to his roommate about his kill. Also super fucked. Super fucked.
Mm-hmm.
The student then gets a call from who he believes to be his roommate when he opens the fridge to find his roommate hacked into pieces.
Like, real gross.
Mm-hmm.
Real gross.
The student is then killed by the new, true Ghostface. We then see that the group of survivors from the previous film, Sam, the daughter of Billy Loomis, Tara, the half-sister, and their friends, Mindy and Chad, have moved to New York for a fresh start.
Which Mindy and Chad are the niece and nephew of Randy. Yeah?
I have no idea.
You don't know?
They're not related to him.
Mm-hmm.
They are?
They're his niece and nephew.
Oh, fuck. It makes sense.
That's why she's so into horror.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No, because they never explain that.
Yeah, they do.
They do? When?
They do. Not in the 6th movie, but in the 5th one.
Wow, I'm blind. I did not know that.
Because, like, their mom is his sister.
So their uncle.
Yeah.
Huh. No, I didn't know that.
Yep.
I didn't put that together. Fuck. Shit.
It's okay. Well, now you know.
Yeah. Well, the group and their new friends are freaked by the murders of their classmates, thinking they are linked to the ones from Woodsboro.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah.
Tara and Sam's neighbor from across the alley, Danny, sees Ghostface appear in the apartment and kill their roommate Quinn before he could warn them. When Danny is finally able to get a hold of them, Ghostface attacks, while Tara, Ethan, and Chad are able to get out. Sam, Mindy, and Anika are trapped in the bedroom, bleeding out. Danny opens the window where they connect the two rooms and sets up a ladder, because you just have a ladder in your tiny New York apartment.
You know?
That is that long to reach across the...
For real.
Okay. But apparently Danny has seen Nerve and knows that you need a ladder to...
You know?
I guess.
For real. He would have had to have seen that. Because who the fuck else would have thought, I should have a ladder
in my apartment.
I have a ladder. Let me put it between these two windows.
He watched that movie and went, yes. I know what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so Sam and Mindy make it across while Anika falls to her death in the alley below. The cops show up and Detective Bailey grieves the death of his daughter, Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
It is then revealed that Sam's license was at the scene of the crime involving the two students that Ghostface had killed, covered in the victim's blood, making Sam look even worse after she brutally killed the last Ghostface, who also happened to be her boyfriend, Richie, by stabbing him over 20 times and slitting his throat.
I mean, look, she Billy Loomis the shit out of this man.
Oh, yeah.
But still, he also fucking came to kill her.
Right.
So it's not like it wasn't warranted.
But it was just like people were scared of how gruesome
her response was. Yeah. Her response to it was intense, but also, you know, you're the daughter of the original Ghostface killer. But also being attacked. It's fight or flight, and bitch chose to fight.
Fight hard.
Fight real hard. So, you know, shit happens.
Because he would have done the exact same shit to her.
Exactly.
Hello.
Yeah. He was literally aiming to kill her. Mm-hmm. What do you want?
But she got that bitch.
Hell yeah.
Goodbye.
Spoiler warning. Skip ahead. Angry and wanting revenge, the group brings in FBI agent Kirby Reed, another previous victim of Ghostface, and gathers together to trap and kill Ghostface.
Because that always works out.
You know? Kirby shows the group a shrine located in an abandoned theater dedicated to all of the past Ghostface murderers, filled with artifacts like the knives they use, the previous cloaks they wore, and many other murderabilia items. Meanwhile, the group asks Gale Weathers to stay behind, as they didn't want her revealing any of this to the media. But she is attacked by Ghostface, causing Tara and Sam to steal a cop car and race to her apartment on the other side of town. She gets fucked
because
up.
you're just real close with Detective Bailey like that, huh?
Mm-hmm. For real.
No, she does get fucked up. But apparently
Well,
she
yeah,
was...
because Gale gets her shit
Yeah,
kicked
but
in.
she gets stabbed like Randy. No, was it Randy? She gets stabbed like in a spot she had already been stabbed before, so there was like scar tissue that helped it.
That was in 4 with Kirby.
Yay.
The pair make it, as Gale has been stabbed many times and is bleeding out. The paramedics find a weak pulse and begin to take care of Gale.
Not that she really deserves it.
You know, facts.
What? Who said that?
You know, she can be as helpful as she wants to, but if she makes it about her in the end,
Yep.
is it really worth it? Anyway.
Kirby has finally set up the theater to trap Ghostface, making it so there was only one way in or out. As Chad, Tara, and Sam make it inside, the group splits up, and Sam gets a call from the detective saying Kirby has been released from the FBI over 2 months ago and has gone off the rails.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Now trying to sow dissent.
Meanwhile, Tara and Chad are attacked by 2 different ghost faces.
Mm-hmm.
Sam steps in to help Tara, but it was too late for Chad. Back in the main section of the theater, the pair run into Kirby, who is then shot down by Ghostface, and the other 2 show up as well. The trio reveal themselves to be their friends Quinn and Ethan, and their father, the detective.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The group reveals that they wanted revenge for the death of Richie, the detective's son, who also helped him build the shrine.
Yep.
It was all Richie's plan to have all that.
Literally a family endeavor.
Tara and Sam manage to retaliate and kill all 3 of the new ghost faces. The cops arrive, and while all the killers are dead, everyone else is alive. Even
Kirby, who got shot.
Kirby and Chad.
And Chad.
And Chad's fine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they're all living it up
Yeah.
in the city. Woo. Got Chuck's on with Saint Laurent. Anyway, no, they are living it up in the city, literally.
The end. That took a second.
That was the best ending. Woo.
All right. So this movie was released March 10th, 2023. The director.
I never changed the date from Scream. So I was like, March. This is June 4th, girl. Which, no, what?
Release date.
Because Scream was released in 92. Because it says June 4th, 1982. So what movie did we do before this? Oh, Poltergeist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still have the Poltergeist date on here.
You know?
It's fine. Everything else is correct.
The directors are Tyler Gillett.
Or Gillette. Depending on the razor.
Tyler Gillette. Go for it. Fuck it. And Matt
Bettinelli.
Bettinelli
Olpen.
Bettinelli Olpen. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, why'd you have to have such a difficult name? Anyway, this was distributed by Paramount Pictures. I have their box office. What was their budget?
33 to 35 million.
Okay, because their box office was $169.1 million. Nice.
That's a even better number.
But yeah. It's a good number.
Sandwiched by ones.
It is. It is Sandwich by Ones. Yes.
Anyway, it got a 76% on Rotten Tomatoes. Womp womp.
It could have been higher.
I agree. And then the runtime, 2 hours and 2 minutes. Lovely.
Because there's a lot of information in that.
I'm also adding a new thing, which I probably should have done in Chucky. However, tough. Kill count, baby.
Oh! Yeah.
Why we haven't... Yeah.
It would have made sense for us to have a kill count, especially with Chucky, just because of last year's
HHN
house. Yeah.
So I apologize for not having it. I don't know why we haven't been doing it.
I don't know. That's on you.
On me? It's on us, girl. Us.
I'm keeping track of the other movies.
Okay.
You
Anyway.
can be kill count lady now.
Kill count. I am. I'm going to let you know. Put it on them.
Mm-hmm.
So over this entire franchise.
Oh, whole franchise, yes.
Yeah. 62 deaths so
Wow.
far.
Wow.
62.
Damn.
And then Scream 6 has 13, which is the highest count of all the movies, which is
Wow.
surprising because so many people like actually made it out alive.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of MFers died in this one.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the thickiest of thicky cast lists.
I've got
Holy shit.
10. I have 10 different people.
Yeah, 10.
Yep.
10 people. Holy magoli. Okay.
All right. So starting off with a bang with Jenna Ortega
Yee.
as Tara, Melissa Barrera as Sam, Mason Gooding as Chad, Jasmine Savoy Brown as Mindy, Bro and Sis, Hayden Panettiere
Yes.
as Kirby Reed. Would you like to do the rest?
Oh, fuck. My list is not in the same order as yours.
Okay, I got it then. We also then have Courtney Cox as Gail Weathers,
Uh-huh.
revising the role.
Yeah.
Liana Liberato as Quinn, which is how they said my name at graduation. Leanna Jacobson.
Guys, you were given a name card.
Like phonetic spelling and all.
Yeah.
My full name is Liliana, if you guys didn't know that, by the way. The full part.
Yeah.
Jack Champion as Ethan. Dreamt. No. Did that autocorrect itself? What's the detective's name?
Oh. Dermot.
Dermot. Yeah, Dermot Mulroney as Detective Bailey.
Did it change? It auto-corrected it to what?
To Dreamt.
Dreamt.
Dreamt. Dermot as Dreamt, yeah. And then Josh Segarra as Danny.
Yeah. Hell yeah. A thick-ass list.
Thicky.
Thick-ass list.
There are a couple people I also could have added, but...
Yeah, but this was the main actual group that we consistent throughout the film.
See.
Yeah, one big thing that we didn't mention in our little synopsis of the movie was that throughout the film, we were talking about it in a cut part that you guys didn't get to hear about. But throughout the whole film, there's, as each of the crime scenes are being found, they are finding the different Scream masks over the time.
years of the murders.
So it's like the different
they were,
killers.
Yeah, counting back from the most recent to the original.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the very last thing that is done is our sweet Sam sees her dad's reflection in the glass of his case, where his cape and everything
his mask isn't in there. She stole it off of one of the three.
The dad, because he was the one wearing it. Yeah. And she put that fucker on and assumed the role.
Yep. Was
Hell
slashing
yeah.
him up and then was like, no, I won't kill you. Mini spoiler. And then she's like, but you fuck with my family, and then stabs him right in the eyeball.
Hell yeah.
Boom.
I love how you're like, haha, spoiler. What? We already spoiled it. We're good to go.
Well, I'm just saying, for those who
Yeah. She
skip
fucked
that part, I
motherfucker
guess.
up.
Fucked him up.
Fuck him up. But yeah. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
Well, all I got is a bunch of Easter eggs and then what's next for the franchise, so. Thou shalt have the floor.
Alrighty then. For the movie, they actually had to kind of almost refamiliarize themselves with the characters and with their backstories in the franchise itself. And going deeper with directors talking about how Scream 2022 fits into the overall franchise and everything, and visually how Scream 6 is a bit different just based on its settings.
Yeah, because it's all in Woodsboro, and then boom, you're in New York.
Exactly. So they took some things from the past films in terms of understanding how to photograph Ghostface in a way that feels scary and intimidating,
Which
they were successful.
I think they did. I was kind of spooked.
Yeah. So,
because he was big and scary, and he was coming at you.
yeah. It was something that I guess started early on in the last film in the camera testing. It had a lot to do with like what brought out the mask, what made it look scarier. What's nice about the ghost face is his mask is white. So it pops out in dark environments, which is extremely helpful.
Yeah.
And you have to be careful not to overlight it, because it can still feel menacing. But if you overlight it, it just kind of washes it out. And then understanding how Ghostface moves, his robes, the way they look, and his mask looks in certain environments. So in Scream 6, the mask that he's wearing is a bit different. It's aged, it's older, it has more texture to it, because it is, the original mask. Avery Plewis, their costume designer, and her whole team did a fantastic job creating the mask that's creepy and iconic. So they would light it from below. Generally, tends to give a more sinister vibe to the face. So when they did bring it in from below, it brought out also the texture on the mask as well. So when it made sense for the environment and the close-ups, that's what they were doing. So most of the time, they were lighting it from below in most circumstances that they were able to. In Gale Weathers' apartment, when he steps out from behind the shattered bookcase, they were actually lucky because the bookcase had some lights in it that motivated low light. And so they went in with a light right below Ghostface coming almost straight up. So the other, which was how they were able to get that dramatic look. And then the other advantage of Ghostface is he has no eyes.
Yeah.
Because as a cinematographer, often you are trying to get light into somebody's eyes. Otherwise, people look dead. You are, even as a photographer, I can 100% vouch, you are actively trying to get eye shines. You need them so people don't look lifeless. So the biggest thing is that you try not to compromise the overall look of the lighting to introduce a little sparkle into a character's eyes. But with Ghostface, they didn't have to worry about it. Because fucker didn't have any eyes, so it made it really easy. So they could literally light him however they wanted, which worked out really well. Because even I can't remember if there's like a scene, if the scene when they're in the apartment trying to escape on the ladder, there's like a furniture piece blocking a door.
Yeah.
They lit him from they had lights that had fallen, and the lighting was right underneath, so it was a really well-timed
because I think there was
thing.
a lamp next to the bed.
Yeah.
So and he like hovered above that pretty tall.
So our lovely final setting of the theater was interesting because when they were looking for it, it was actually it's in Montreal.
Oh, okay.
So
A whole other country.
Michelle Lalberti, their production designer, did a great job in the aging of the theater and added obviously all of the elements that were necessary. Because it's a massive, complex space to light, as any theater person would know. You have to light those very specifically.
Mm-hmm.
And they're working with the whole space instead of just, because it's also a very classic, because it had that upper area and everything, a very much more classical design to the theater space versus like what we expect when we go to the movies.
Yeah.
Especially because there was also a lot of heavy action happening in that space.
Oh, yeah.
Because they wanted to allow the characters and the actors to move freely in the space. But they also wanted to light the environment at the same time, keeping it moody, but also functional.
So you can see what's happening, but it's also kind of dark and scary.
Exactly. Because there still has to be that sinister vibe, but it's also like, how the fuck the actor's going to get around if this place is all dark and moody?
And also with a lot of stuff in the way.
Exactly. So they really had to work with those pieces. Because a lot of it all has to do with enhancing the audience's experience while watching the film.
Mm.
So through every element of the filmmaking process, from the blocking and how the characters move in a space, the direction, the production design, the camera work, and the lighting, it creates the right mood that supports the emotion of the scene or what the characters are going through. So you can push a little more into a horror film because it helps create an ambience, a mood, and tension. So the darker, more moody aspects are helpful because it adds that heightened thing. But, it's definitely, you have to think about how your film's going to get watched.
Right.
And then
Watching a theater inside of a theater.
Yeah,
now
for real.
That's meta.
Yeah. I remember watching this movie in the movie theaters by myself. It was very good.
Except not knowing who Kirby was.
Yeah, that was the one thing. I was like, fuck.
But have you seen the rest of them?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. So them talking about how amazing effects and stuff and the blocking and the camera movements are in the first film had a lot to do with Wes working and all that kind of stuff, doing his best. It's also not a super dark film in terms of lighting. The first Scream is not a dark movie.
No.
Like visually.
No, it's not. Not at all. Even at night, there's so many lights.
There's so many lights on.
Mm-hmm.
Because even
the street, in the house.
In the very first death scene, it's a very lit up scene.
Yeah, it's very
even
bright
the
in the
death
house.
scene is still pretty lit up compared to everything else. And so it's even more impressive how tense and scary it is without relying on too many very dark scenes to hide things.
And New York is a pretty bright city as well. Even at night, there's so many lights.
And it's the idea of, the fact that they have to work around. Well, this is all very bright.
Although I will say some of the buildings hide the sun. So.
Oh, yeah.
It feels very dark and cold in there sometimes.
But with Woodsboro, it's definitely
trees, lights, lots of things.
And a lot of things in the first Scream happened daytime. We got a lot of daytime.
Yeah. I sounded so intelligent with trees and lights and things.
Yes. They get it.
Non-high-rise buildings is what I'm trying
exactly.
to...
More open spaces. So the special effects people had to bring, and this has to do with some more of the wonderful effects, and they had to bring in different bloods and mixtures.
Because
We
just learned about coagulation today.
We did.
It's real
And it kind of makes a weird yellowy goop.
Yeah.
It's when you have meat that you put in the fridge, or a stew that you put in the fridge and the oil or whatever fats solidify. It's kind of like that.
So if you plan on murdering somebody and waiting to move the body, don't.
Anyway,
let's just say that's how he got caught.
Yeah.
Because it coagulated and he didn't think about that.
Even though his statement was, "Well, I moved the body immediately." Well,
20 minutes later.
You fucking lied. Anyway.
Shouldn't be killing anybody, huh?
Yeah, exactly. So their main thing as to why they brought in so many different types of blood is because they were trying to find the right mixture so that it actually looked right on camera.
Yeah.
So that the red looked right. So
And not pink?
and not pink. But we also know that that was supposed to be a 3D movie.
Yep.
So, but
But
yeah,
honestly, I didn't even notice.
neither did I.
Until someone pointed it out.
Nope, not at all. I would
Also,
never
we're
have
referencing
noticed.
Saw if you haven't seen that episode.
Yeah.
There was a movie where it was pink. Saw 6?
I believe so.
Yeah.
All the blood was it was the Saw 3D film. It's because it was supposed to be a 3D film. I don't know if I can't remember if
They
we
had to like change some colors.
yeah,
in
because
order to
they ended up not making it 3D,
and then forgot to like edit it post.
so that the blood actually looked like blood
Looked
and
red.
not pink. So, like I said, it had to do with the right mixture of blood that looks good on camera, and that the color treatments were given to the film. So that's where they started on set. It's a lot about sneaking in a little light to create some shine on the blood when it's a relatively static close-up. It takes a bit of finesse to create a little dimension and a little sheen on the blood, so it doesn't feel too flat. Blood is a fairly dark red color, so if it's on dark clothing, it takes work to make it pop and stand out. So their special effects and makeup effects team did a fantastic job with their blood mixtures because it was very consistent throughout the film, and it took very little work for it to look good. Because sometimes it just needs like an extra little pop from additional light sources. And I felt like throughout the film, because sometimes when you see certain movies, the blood looks real fake.
yeah.
So they actually did a really good application process with that.
Yeah, not real fake.
Yeah. Okay, another big sequence that occurred was the train sequence.
The subway.
The subway.
The Sububway.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
So
I really like subways, although I know how they're scary. I can see how they're scary.
yeah, which is understandable.
You're under tunnels. There's nowhere to go. You're trapped.
Yep.
Yeah. With scary unknown people. Sometimes at night. Hopefully never by yourself.
Which
unless
does
you're-
happen.
It does, obviously. Some people have to.
Yeah.
To live, but...
Yeah.
I'll take my chances in a cab, thank you.
So the train sequence is actually the scene that they discussed most in prep because of how complicated it was. There's a lot of action and a lot of characters and a lot of extras.
Yes.
So Michelle,
I'm sure it took a while.
oh yeah, their production designer and her team wound up building the train car from scratch.
What? Why?
So they shot on a stage.
That's half their budget.
They shot on a stage in Montreal. And the biggest challenge was creating the movement of the train
Yeah.
because the train wasn't moving.
It was still? They weren't even rocking it a little bit?
Yeah. They were able to pull it in and out of our station. They were able to pull it in and out just enough to get the sense that it was pulling in or pulling out. But when they were moving through the tunnels, that was all lighting effects.
I never would have guessed.
So there were hundreds of lights hung spanning the length of the train and then programmed to create this sense of movement.
That makes sense.
So they tested that and tried to find the right combination of color and the right speed. And then obviously they actually put a layer of black silk between the windows of the train and the lights. Because it blurred them enough so you couldn't tell that it was a light just hanging there
Yeah.
that was flashing. Also, using a shallower depth of field with their cameras also helped a lot. So they programmed some clicker effects for the inside of the train that they could cue over walkie-talkies when they wanted it to flicker a certain moment.
Oh, yeah. It flickered a lot.
Yeah. And they don't think that it was ever realistic, but there was briefly some talk saying we somehow shot this on a real moving train. So people, like, they knew it was fake, but there were people who thought that it was on a actual moving train. And they were real happy about the fact that they were able to do it the way that they did, because they also had more control over how things looked, because they were able to
Just build it themselves.
instead of working off of the natural environment of what would have been going on.
Yeah.
And also, as I've said, this took place in Montreal. But also, Montreal doesn't look like New York City.
No.
And in this case,
No, it doesn't.
many of their exteriors were at night, which helped. And their art department did a great job of dressing in street signs and bringing in taxis, buses, and the subway. So they had a subway entrance that they could plop down
That
on
was
a
just
corner
fake?
when we needed it.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
They were involved early on in the looks for locations, specifically streets that felt like New York. But yeah, let's see.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting that they just had like a little subway entrance.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, obviously they were involved in looking for locations, specifically streets that felt more like New York.
Yeah.
And they had some input on where things would be staged. It was done to make it feel as New Yorky as they could get it.
I got that. I thought they were in New York,
Yeah,
to
and
be honest.
honestly, they took some liberties, but locations and lighting were important, and they tried to light things in the way that they knew that things were lit in New York. So in terms of street light color and the mood that the streets usually had. So yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting, because I would have never thought that was not New York.
That it was fake New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
But yeah, that's my notes.
I don't think my stuff is nearly as interesting.
So what do you got?
Okay. I don't have every single Easter egg ever that was ever written into these movies, because they're so insane. There's so many over just the entire franchise.
Well, yeah.
And if you wanted to like go do more research on that yourself, be my guest. But
'Cause
I
it's-
was not about to.
It is a franchise of super referencing
Yeah, but I was.
between each other.
I almost went down the entire rabbit hole. Then I decided against it because I have things that I have to do as a human being living in this society. So I just have a few of the ones that I thought were really cool and interesting for this movie.
Yeah.
Just this movie specifically. I could have done stuff from the original Scream 2, but it's okay. So, in the first scene, the man from the dating app that the professor is trying to meet up with,
Yeah.
and when he calls, you can like see his picture.
Yeah.
Well, that guy from the picture is actually the screenwriter, Jimmy
Oh.
Warden,
Oh.
and the woman is his real life wife.
Oh.
So they're actually a couple,
That's actually kind of
and
cute.
I really love that. It was super sweet. But then she gets got. So anyway, so that's that one. And then there's something. So obviously Nev is not in this one.
Yeah.
We didn't list her as one of the actors, and she was never mentioned in the summary.
Yeah.
But they do mention her in the movie. And
Yes.
so when everything goes on and the killings start happening again, Gail said that Sydney was taking Mark and the kids somewhere safe.
yeah.
And so Mark was referenced as her husband in the movie before this one. And the directors have confirmed that it's Mark Kincaid from Scream 3, who is Patrick Dempsey's character.
Oh.
But so they actually got married.
Huh.
They together. So there's that. In that same sequel, Sydney went to Windsor College, which featured the sorority Omega Beta Zeta.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, I think, the sorority that one of the girls in that movie is from. Yeah, she gets killed and she gets thrown off the roof.
Yes.
Yeah.
My brain, yes. Uh-huh,
Mhm.
yes.
So there's a nod towards that house in this movie when Tara, Chad, and Mindy and their roommates attend the fraternity party, and then Tara's talking to that one frat douche
Yes.
who's like, so are you rushing Omega Beta Zeta at Blackmore University?
Yeah, yeah.
So they hinted to the previous one. So that was pretty cool. This one I thought was kind of crazy, and we could unpack it.
Yeah, yeah.
So Sam, during all of this, is trying to get some therapy because she knows she's fucked up and doesn't want to be fucked up.
Yeah. Because she's got the unfortunate Loomis looming over her.
Yes, as her father figure, which
The Loomy Loomis.
yes. So she goes to get therapy with a Dr. Stone, and in his office, there are lots of little figures. One of them includes the Addams family.
Well, that's cute.
Like the Addams family figures. But also, he's got Michael Myers
E.
and a ghost face.
A. Also,
yeah, thank
what?
you. Yeah, I was like, okay, you're saying A. I'm waiting for you to realize.
No, I know. It's also like, but why?
Yeah.
Your literal client,
Mm-hmm.
maybe not.
I don't know if
maybe
he
tasteless?
knew. I don't know if he knew.
Well, if she's,
But
if she's going to
I
him for
went in there,
therapy,
if I went in there for therapy because my father was a fucking murderer and this guy tried to kill me wearing this mask, and my dad also wore this mask, and there's a little figure of this killer in my therapist's office, I'm out. Goodbye.
I mean, because I can't remember if she's been going to him for a while or if she just
has.
started.
I think she had been going like a little bit, and
So then he has to know.
she didn't open up to him because he was in the movie. He was like, well, I can't really help you. Like, we've been doing these sessions for a while and you haven't really told me anything.
Ah. So she never really fully admitted to the ghost face stuff.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. So there's that.
And she's not going to, and the thing is, I can kind of understand, she's not going to say anything to him about him removing it because by saying something, it prompts
makes
a why
Yeah. Yeah.
and prompts a her having to talk about what's going on.
Which she didn't need to unpack all of that at once when he was finally like, open up to me.
No, but also she's,
Because she could have just been like, yeah, my dad was a killer and my boyfriend tried to kill me and
I murdered the shit out of that man.
I murdered the shit out of him. You didn't need to mention the fact that you really enjoyed it until maybe a little later. Because that's a lot to unpack already.
Well, yeah, but
Baby steps, girl. Baby steps.
In Scream 5, it's very clear that she probably has some kind of mental stuff going on.
Oh, for sure.
Similar to probably her father.
Mm-hmm.
And especially because she's seeing him
Yeah. She sees
in
him.
reflections of stuff.
Which reminds me, Skeeto Rick, little cameo.
Yeah.
As an older version of him. They tried to make him still look young, but it wasn't.
No,
it
he
wasn't
needs to
working out.
look he looked dad-like. He looked
did.
dad-like. So I was like,
Yeah.
that's fine. I'm fine with that. He looked like him. He looked like himself trying as an older dad trying to like dress like he did when he was a teen.
Yep.
So I was like, that feels about right. That feels about right.
I still can't get over Skeet's name.
I'm still trying to figure out who DeFeckle is her mom. Because
Yeah.
in the 5th one, it's revealed that her and Tara are not, they're step
Full
sisters.
They're half sisters.
They're half sisters, apologies.
So
not
they
stepsisters,
share
they're
the same
half-sisters.
mom, but they have different dads.
But the point is but you don't, like, even in that one, there's no moment where, like, Tara's like, Mom,
Yeah.
by name or
Mhm.
anything like that. And so it's like, who the fuck is the mom? Who the fuck did Billy
Are
get
we-
to before his ass died?
Are we gonna get to know? I don't think we ever will, because I'll get into that drama in a bit.
Not after all that bullshit.
Mhm.
But even though we would love a Scream 7, love a Scream 7.
We'll get to that. We can talk about that in a second. Let me continue with
But yeah, I would
these Easter
love to
eggs.
find out, like,
Yeah.
because that's the one thing, because it's supposed, because
You know what? We still
technically-
might. We still might.
maybe,
And I'll let you know. I'll let you know.
yeah, because technically it's supposed to happen before Billy dies in the first film.
Well, yeah. So he
So
either
it's-
cheated on Sydney or he did that before
yeah,
they were together.
so
Here's a little bit more Easter eggy stuff.
yeah,
So all the Halloween costumes that have been featured in this film, and I love what they did, because in every movie that has Halloween, you never see any iconic characters. It's all just basic nurse, vampire, cat, stupid shit,
witch.
witch.
It's all they
Which-
dress people in like like the mummy.
Yeah, but no name things, and
Werewolf.
it's so unrealistic. But then you watch this movie, and it's such a
It feels like it's placed
it feels
in the modern
real.
day
It
accurate
feels
Halloween time.
truthful. And so here are all of the little Easter eggs here, which obviously movies that don't put in iconic characters do that so they don't take away from the story
Well,
and
it's
things like that.
also
Copyright stuff.
copyright stuff. Yeah,
But there were so many things in here.
yeah.
We had so as most people should know, so Jenna Ortega is in the Addams Family and plays
Yee.
Wednesday
Yeah.
in the TV show
Wednesday.
which is really awesome. She does an incredible job, and I can't wait for season 2.
Yep.
But one of the first Halloween costumes you see is a Wednesday Addams costume
yeah.
in one of the scenes that she's in.
Yeah.
So that was super meta of them as well.
Yeah.
They have Sam from Trick or Treat.
Yee.
Hold on. If you go and watch this, you can turn this into a drinking game if you want. How many can you spot?
Ooh, shit.
And take a sip from your cup every time you spot one. So let me list it again. Wednesday Addams from the Addams Family. Sam from Trick or Treat. The Wolf Mask from Creep. Chucky from Child's Play.
Yeah.
The Girl from The Ring. There's Fanny Pack Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Love that.
Yes.
Also, Samara. Her name is Samara from
Yes,
The Ring.
yeah. Yes, I did know that. Why did I say girl?
The girl from The Ring.
The Girl from The Ring. I have seen the I have seen the movies a couple times. So.
This bitch, just so you know, I had to smack Lily. She's trying to make squeaky ass noises with her fucking
Here,
hairpiece. No, I'm putting it back in your hand.
You don't want them to hear?
No. It's
There you go.
squeaky.
Squeaky. Sorry. There's Regina George from Mean Girls,
Not surprised.
as you should.
Yeah.
Grace from Ready or Not. We've got Pinhead from Hellraiser.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th. Freddy Krueger from The Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Michael Myers from Halloween.
They got the full cast and crew.
There's so many. There's The Babadook, which
Oh, shit.
stated in the last movie is Tara's favorite horror movie.
Oh, yeah,
When
yeah.
she gets a call and she's attacked in that first scene.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they're like, what's your favorite scary movie? The Babadook. Okay, girl. There's the twins from The Shining.
Mm-hmm.
There's also the Billy the Puppet from Saw.
Yeah.
Georgie from It. Sean from Shaun of the Dead. Florence Pugh's character from Midsommar. David Bowie. Andy Warhol.
Yep.
Julia Fox. There's a group of The Tethered from Us.
Oh.
A bunch of handmaids from The Handmaid's Tale. And
Uh-huh.
my personal favorite, Mojo Jojo from the Powerpuff Girls,
Oh.
who is voiced by Ghostface.
Oh, shit.
Like Mojo Jojo, the actual character in Powerpuff Girls, is
Voiced by his
Voiced-
voice actor is wow.
is also the one who voices Ghostface. Roger L. Jackson.
That's cool.
Yeah. So then there's also a woman walking down the stairs in the first shot of the subway station.
Yeah.
She's wearing a yellow shirt and she's covered in blood, which is a hint to Lucy Hale's character from Scream 4, the opening victim of Stab 6.
Oh, gotcha.
So the fake
Because
movies
Stab
that they did
is a real movie series in that world.
Scream, yeah.
Is there Lydia Dietz or anything like that in there?
No, there wasn't.
God, that would have been the greatest
No, yeah.
fucking hint as to the fact that Beetlejuice was coming.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been such a great little, like,
right? Especially with Jenna
hint,
Ortega.
you know?
Also, the director, Tyler Gillette, has a cameo on the subway.
Well, shit.
So when all the lights are flickering, he pops up right over there. So
that's awesome.
that's fun. So that's all of the, at least most of the
Character eggs.
Easter eggs that you can find in this movie. So,
And what's funny is we've covered a lot of them.
yeah, what have we not done?
Babadook.
The wolf mask from Creep,
Yeah, we haven't done Creep.
The Ring,
We haven't done The Ring yet.
Hellraiser,
Haven't done Hellraiser
Friday
yet.
the 13th.
Well, we will be doing Friday the 13th.
We just did Nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't done Halloween.
Which we will be doing.
We've done The Shining.
Mm-hmm.
We've done Saw. We've done It. We haven't done Midsommar or Us yet, though.
Yeah, those are also...
Yeah, also we've done Trick or Treat.
Yeah.
And
done a
Child's
lot.
Play.
Yeah, we've done a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll keep going. We'll
Yeah.
keep going till we knock off all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all the characters, but then more Easter egg stuff. On the way to the police station, Ghostface chases Sam and Tara, however you want to say it, into like the shop.
Yes.
It's like a little shop.
like a convenience
It's
store
called
kind of thing.
Abe's Snake. And so basically, I don't know if you know. So the name is nod to Wes Craven, because it was actually Abe Snake is a pseudonym that he used to make adult films in the 70s.
I had a feeling. I was like, it's penis related.
Yep. Yep.
I know it's got to be dick related.
Yep. Abe's Snake. Yeah.
Great.
So,
Yep.
yeah. So that was fun.
Wes Craven. Now you know.
Mm-hmm. He used to make adult films. I'm kind of interested. I kind of want to go see what one looks like.
Just for research. Just for research.
For research purposes only. No, honestly, I just want to know, like, because he's a very big director. So
Yeah.
what kind of films was
He's also really intense. So I would be
right?
really
I just want to know.
curious,
I'm curious
what the fuck he would be filming.
I'm so curious. Are they like actual full production effects?
I would
Crazy
be
shit.
surprised if that was true.
I don't know, but I'm not going to update y'all either. You can go figure it out by yourselves. You will never know if I've actually done this or not. All right. And then there's like the last area where the shrine is in the theater,
Yes.
which features nearly 3 decades worth of artifacts.
Yeah, it's literally a shit ton of stuff from
Yeah.
all of the movies.
Yeah, and so here's some of the stuff that have been pointed out and like you can really recognize them.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously it's the ghost face robes of the past 9 killers,
Yeah.
because there's been 9 of them
Yeah.
up to this point. The outfits past ghost face killers died in.
Mm-hmm.
The outfits of very many victims, both dead and alive.
Yeah.
So just the stuff that they were
Yeah.
stabbed in.
Yeah.
Lots of crime scene photos, drawings of the past victims.
And also a lot of the stuff still has blood on it.
Yes.
This is not like it's been
It's
dry
been
cleaned
washed and
no.
cleaned.
This
No.
is like it's still got the original blood.
Like this is murderabilia to
the
its-
extreme extent.
To the extreme. It's like
And there's only one possible way to get this kind of stuff is by being a part of the police force and being able
Yeah.
to get it out of.
yeah, which checks out Detective Bailey.
Yeah.
There's also the TV that killed Stu
Mm-hmm.
in Scream. There was the rope swing that Casey was tied to,
Yeah.
because I didn't know that it was a rope swing, but I guess
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
a
yeah.
rope swing. The garage door that killed Tatum.
Yeah.
Kenny's camera. I
Mhm.
believe that's Scream 2.
Yeah.
There's lots of set pieces from the Greek play that they were putting on in Scream 2.
Yeah.
There's a fax machine from Scream 3.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And then obviously the knife that Charlie used to stab Kirby in Scream 4, which definitely still had blood on it,
Oh, yeah.
I think. Did it?
Yeah. I think it still had blood on it. I think a couple of them still had blood on
But
it.
didn't they clean it off when he stabbed her again? I'm confused. Because it was clean when he stabbed her again with it. There was blood on it in the case, and then there was no blood when he went to go stab her.
Look, continuity's continuity. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I don't know. Okay. Well, that's all the Easter eggs that I have for this one, and like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Now I want to talk a little bit about what is coming next for this franchise,
Yep.
and we can talk about it.
Yup.
So, Scream 6 scored the biggest opening weekend for their box office
Hell
out
yeah.
of the entire franchise.
Yeah. Because it was a good ass movie.
And then the 7th film was announced in August of last year.
Yeah.
However, Melissa Barrera, who played Sam
Mm-hmm.
in Scream 5 and 6,
Yeah.
was fired from Scream 7
Bullshit.
in November of that year.
Yeah.
Because apparently, I guess, she made controversial, supposedly,
Quote,
controversial.
Controversial.
social media posts about the Israel-Gaza conflict. So in her post, she criticized the Israeli government for their violence and compared Gaza to a concentration camp. Lots of her fans accused her of using anti-Semitic tropes. But her statement said, so she posted on Instagram her opinions about what were happening, and she said that as a Latina, a proud Mexicana, I feel the responsibility of having a platform that allows me the privilege of being heard, and therefore I have tried to use it to raise awareness about issues I care about and to lend my voice to those in need. I believe a group of people are not their leadership, and that no governing body should be above criticism. I pray day and night for no more deaths, for no more violence, and for peaceful coexistence. I will continue to speak out for those that need it most, and continue to advocate for peace and safety, for human rights and freedom. So I'm like,
There's nothing wrong with
there's
that.
literally nothing wrong with that.
That's a person you want to have.
That's someone you want to have in your franchise.
Not even just that, just in the world.
Mm-hmm.
That, like,
To use their platform to
speak out.
up about violences.
and bullshit in the government.
Right.
Yeah. World, right now.
And then Spyglass, the studio that produces Scream, then came back and said they have a zero tolerance for anti-Semitism or the incitement of hate in any form. Where in any of her statements did...
Because what was the comment about the so it was Twitter that she made a comment about
the first sentence before she starts saying, like, as a Latina and proud Mexicana, she says, first and foremost, I condemn anti-Semitism and Islamophobia. I condemn hate and prejudice of any kind, any group of people. Of any kind against any group of people.
Understood.
She also posted that she was actively looking for videos and information about the Palestinian side for like a few weeks, following accounts and things like that,
Yeah.
because Western media only showed the other side.
Yeah.
So, and then she talks about censorship and how Palestinians like feel censorship and they know the world has been trying to make them invisible for decades.
Which
And
has
then-
changed a lot recently.
Yeah.
Well, it's also because we've not allowed that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Or are doing our best to not allow that to happen. But what was the comment about her associating Gaza to the concentration
Let me
camp?
see.
Because I think that's where they're getting... It's literally just because of the reference and association.
Yeah. She said, Gaza is currently being treated like a concentration camp, cornering everyone together with nowhere to go, no electricity, no water. People have learned nothing from our histories, and just like our histories, people are still silently watching it all happen. This is genocide and ethnic cleansing. That was the specific post.
I'm sorry. What about that is anti-Semitic? No, that's literally saying, hey, let's not fuck up like in history's past where some really horrific anti-Semitic shit was going on.
Yeah.
Let's change that because this is what that's starting to look like again. That's not anti-Semitic. That's bringing awareness to shit. And sorry if it hurt your little fucking snowflakey ass feeling. But
Because
bad shit's going on.
Because I guess it was during a time where, like, society had only seen one aspect of this at this point.
Well,
because
yeah.
of social media, because of, like she said, censorship. It is very real.
Yeah,
It is very, very real.
hell yeah,
And
it
if
is.
you think when you go on the internet and you're seeing the same videos of the same thing on social media platforms,
yes.
that's how you're going to get your information. No, that is not how you're going to get your information.
And you also have to understand that social media is heavily based on what you already have looked at.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at one side and one side alone,
Or what the media just wants you to know.
I mean, shit, fuck, a real off-topic one. My social media, my Twitter account used to, it was all like artists.
I know what you're gonna say.
And cats and stuff like that. Well, I still have cats because, you know, fuck it. But,
Cats.
you know, it was a lot of artists and creators and things like that. And I fucking watched Bridgerton and got the first 4 episodes and was like, I need more carriage.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm so
As we all did, babe.
and I fucking went on because I remembered someone had made a post talking about the fucking carriage scene, and I was like, fuck, I gotta find this person.
Mm-hmm.
Found it, liked it. The next time I went into fucking Twitter, my Twitter was
Everything was
covered in Bridgerton.
As it
So
should be,
trust
though.
me when
As
I
it should
tell.
be.
And thing is it took my Twitter was Bridgerton to the fucking tip top, to the point where I had to actually start to some degree ignoring some of the Bridgerton posts, so I would start getting normal
stuff
like my
back.
other shit back
Yeah.
into my feed.
Yeah, so if
the
you're
Point
like,
is it's all based on what you like
yeah,
and what you're saving.
looking at. So, and if you're chronically online and you keep looking at the same stuff, please go do your research. Go look for non-biased news articles. I know not all of them are free, but they're out there. You can read as much as you would like, watch all the videos that you can about things that are happening, and like from news reporters in those places.
Yeah.
Just get your facts and don't only rely on your social media.
And honestly, in a weird way, this is a good strange thing to kind of do. Look for a lot of the neutral stuff.
Yeah,
off the bat.
non-biased.
Find a lot of the non-biased stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Then give yourself a second.
Yep.
And go back and watch maybe one of the old things that you were originally watching and see what side that falls on.
Right. It's just, I'm shocked and amazed by...
Because there's some shocking shit going on in the world. And it's surprising how many people act like they're... How many people are ignoring it.
And then what I'm shocked and amazed about is about how people like Melissa
Yeah.
can go on and post these really heartfelt things
Mm-hmm.
and really mean it when she's saying that she doesn't want any violence for anyone
Yeah.
and just wants peace for people.
And she wants to speak out about these terrible things.
Speak out about it for because of her platform that she was given and has worked hard for.
Because she has the audience to do it.
Mm-hmm. Which, love it when people do that.
Yeah.
If you have the audience, you should be using it for good.
Yeah.
How she could get fired from this. I'm bringing it back to what we said last week. And then there are... I'm gonna talk about
that
it.
motherfucker.
I'm gonna talk about it.
Because fuck him. Honestly, fuck that nonsense.
Then you have...
Because here's the other thing. In solidarity, Jenna Ortega quit with her.
She did.
She did it in solidarity, and fuck yeah,
Jenna was like, no, you're not gonna treat my co-star like this
for nothing.
For literally
For being a good person.
For being a good person, you're gonna fire her? All right, I'm out.
Because of quote quote we won't tolerate.
Yeah.
It's because
anti-Semitism.
Stupid.
Yeah. And then so I really love that she stood up with Melissa.
Hell yeah.
And had her back.
Yeah.
That just I go
and
Jenna.
Still
go
went
Jenna.
on to it still went on Wednesday.
So the both
still
of them.
went on period having
like
fantastic films and all that kind of shit.
For
Hell
sure.
Yeah.
She's doing Beetlejuice.
Hell yeah.
She did X movie, which she did really well in. Like she did so good. Which at that point I had never seen her in a horror setting. So she used to be a Disney Channel person. So like going into watching her go do X movie was so 180, but she fucking killed it. But yeah, I love the two of them. They're great. I really hope we can see more of them in the future.
Yes.
I'm going to talk about Noah Schnapp for a second.
That motherfucker.
Noah Schnapp, Stranger Things.
Uh-huh.
We all know him as Will Byers. He's the asshole that went missing in the first movie that spurred the entire series.
Yeah.
Basically.
Just go missing again, man.
Yeah. So, obviously, ongoing conflict between Israel and Hamas.
Yes.
There was a clip of him. If you don't know this, I don't know how. It was everywhere.
It really was everywhere.
Him and his friends, his little cronies, gathered together.
Yeah.
Had stickers that said Zionism is sexy. And what else was it? It said something else. It goes, Hamas is ISIS. Like, Zionism is sexy and Hamas is ISIS. Like, and just...
Yeah.
I swear there was another one that said something about genocide.
I wouldn't be surprised.
But I don't know. Don't quote me on that one. I just know that Zionism is sexy is definitely one of them that was there. Schnapp is Jewish.
Which is fucking mind-blowing that he would do this.
And he was actually previously accused of liking a social media post that mocked Palestinians in Gaza as well.
Yeah.
So, and he still has a job.
Yeah, he still has a important role in a franchise that he doesn't need to be in.
He doesn't need it. I'm telling you right now, the way to fix that, if you're going to start firing people for talking about this, if you wanted to fire Noah Schnapp, all you have to say is he still had a tether to the Upside Down.
And he got slurped back in.
And in the very beginning, he got sucked in and done.
Yeah.
That's all you had to do.
Make him a villain.
Make him a villain
and make all of them have to kill him. I'm down with that.
Yep, cool. Done.
Make
Bye.
him a villain. Make him a villain that's been on the bad guy's side this whole time.
I don't give a shit about his plot at all. I really don't.
Yeah, neither do I.
He disappeared, came back. There was something about him rejoining the group in the second season.
In season 2, he just acted weird.
Yeah, in season 3, I don't even remember what he was doing.
I don't know, man. All I remember is
and then
that
in
he
season
had a
4, now he's gay.
Little sad little gay cry by himself. Like, look.
Which honestly was the worst acting I think I've ever seen in my life. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. You can like this dude. Fabulous, fantastic. He could not give two shits because all he gives a fuck about is his superpowered girlfriend. That's all he gives a fuck about. And even that needs to end.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Mike, yeah.
and Elle need to split.
She's too good for him.
They need to split because he's abusing her powers and only likes her for her powers. Sorry, but it's true.
Like, I don't like that whole triangle they got going on. It's just weird to me. It's so weird to me.
And I'm like, and they just,
and I'm
they
glad
throw
that they...
this fucking, this like, he's fallen for this other dude. Like,
okay. Well, that has kind of been a storyline that's been like bubbling up a little bit, but it honestly really kind of comes out of nowhere.
It's really random.
It is really random. And like, lovely that they have a gay character.
Especially like, they already have a gay character that we love.
Robin!
We already have Robin. I don't need another one. And I especially don't need one that is so random that it's a point where it's like,
it's also so awkward.
It feels shoehorned in.
Yeah.
He's the only reason why he has any importance to the story is because he can sense the thingy. Yep. That's it.
Yep.
That's the only reason why he even matters. The boy who didn't deserve to die.
It's just shocking. And I know
the most awesome death that he didn't deserve deserves to come back from the dead.
Eddie.
Because he didn't deserve it.
He didn't deserve it.
I would take them trading places in a fucking heartbeat.
Oh, yeah.
Heartbeat.
For sure. But okay, this has nothing to do with anything. But Dustin is not going to be the same. He's not going to be the same.
He's going to take on traits. He's going to take on traits of Eddie.
I don't think so. Well, maybe later, but I think at first he's going to be so depressed and down and
because he's the only one that knows. Like, their group is the only ones that know that he was innocent and that he saved everybody.
Like,
and he will still be looked at like a villain.
he really had to watch somebody he really looked up to go out in such a horrific way. And he used to be so bright and bubbly and like really the fun of the entire group.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna hate to see it because I know they're gonna have to make him like so sad and like upset for at least a little bit.
Max and all that chaos is
Oh my god!
it's gonna be wild.
They're on day one, or they just had their day 100 of filming a few days ago.
It's going to be a wild season of what the fucks.
Yeah, yeah. But all that said,
anyway, swap a character with the boy who truly deserves to live.
yep.
And shows also very misogynistic lifestyle of the movie and TV industry.
What really got me was the apology that he came out with a little bit later.
BS.
You could tell that he wasn't really genuine and he was just scared for his job.
Yeah, he was scared for his job. But
Quote, 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 quote. Melissa wasn't given the option to do an apology.
She was given the option?
no.
Oh, she wasn't?
No.
What does she need to apologize for?
But the point is he was given the ability
Oh, right.
to do an apology.
Because he's a
but
white male and
'cause
she's
he's
a female Mexican.
Yeah.
Crazy. Oh my God. I'm gonna play that card.
That's
I'm gonna
why I
say it.
said. That's why I said misogynistic tendencies in the movie and film and TV and stuff like that. And it's unfortunate.
am the biggest fucking advocate about that. I had to write an entire paper about women and the film industry,
yeah.
and it blew my mind. I chose my topic, but going into it
You
really
didn't realize how much you were going to get into
really
it.
opened my eyes.
Yeah.
And if you think that the film industry is woman dominant,
No,
you are kidding yourself.
you are very wrong.
Because like everything else,
Yep.
there are so many sexist, misogynistic
Yep.
things happening in that industry.
And I mean, we're working on it. We're working on trying to
Slowly
do some
but
shit,
surely.
it's,
And thanks to, I will say, Reese Witherspoon has created like
yeah.
her own production company that is
yeah.
for women
Fuck
and
yeah.
talks about their stories and
Hell
like
yeah.
has already done so many things, and I love that she has.
Yeah.
Because most movies are male based.
Yeah.
2-to-1 ratio.
Yeah.
If you didn't know.
Yeah.
Male to women.
Yep. And God forbid that's not even counting in the LGBT side.
No, we're not even talking about LGBT. We're not talking about
That's
people
literally
of color.
purely just
This is just gender.
just a difference between men and women in films, and that's it. Not with all of the other added shit in there that even in those still there's a dominant
The
feature.
fact that they have to have what's it called? Yeah, there's such thing. I learned about this in a class. It's called the Bechdel test. I don't know if you've heard of it.
No.
Okay. The fact that this even exists is insane. So the Bechdel test is it measures women's representation in film.
Okay.
To pass, a film must have at least 2 women in it. Right. The bar is low.
The bar is way low.
The bar is
Too
fucking low. Who talk to each other about something besides a man.
Wait. That's it.
That is it. That is the Bechdel test.
Let's change that.
And when I tell you, there is not a lot of movies that have come out that pass.
Yeah. Hey, let's change that. Let's go to there have to at least be, let's think, because I'm also trying to think of not just main cast, but I'm also trying to think of like the people in the back that my brain now has forgotten what they're called.
Extras?
Extras, thank God. Okay. Extras and main cast. Let's get that number to like, cuz extras can be a lot of people. So let's say like 20 to 30 women as a combination of either main extras 20 to 30, maybe even 50 if we want to go 50 women and extras. I'm giving you a small number, guys. Just a small number of 50. And let's do, and that can even encounter even our main cast, having a couple women in there. And let's go with that, yes, they do talk to each other. But maybe instead they're our main characters. Our women are our main characters. It's very similar like this Scream film.
Mm-hmm.
Our main characters, females, and are actually doing shit and are like,
Yeah,
y'all
so
fuck off,
I'm
please.
pretty sure that this movie passes the Bechdel test.
Yeah.
Because there are many women in this movie, more than 2,
Yeah.
who have discussions about other things besides a man. I will say on the Bechdel test website, BechdelTest.com, where the only thing is that it's 2 women having a conversation,
That's anything other than about a man.
anything other than a man.
That's not enough.
Only 40% don't pass.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Not only. Hold on, wait. Let me put it. Yeah, 40% of the films don't pass the test.
That makes sense.
And the bar is so
Fucking
low.
low.
And almost half of the movies that we have
Don't pass.
don't pass.
Which is stupid because they should pass. They could so easily pass it that they would have to change the Bechdel test to increase the number and to increase the ratio of conversation. Because literally the one stipulation is not about a dude. Having conversations not about a man. Make it more than 2 women.
And then if you apply it in reverse, the Bechdel-Wallace test, men talking about anything other than women, 95% of the films easily pass.
Yeah. The fact that there even has to be a test that is the opposite version.
Right.
Is fucking ludicrous.
So if you think that there is gender equality in this thing and if it's all women based, it's not. It's not.
Yeah.
Because everyone's like, oh, women always want to like be the actresses and like go star and stuff. It's hard, guys.
Yeah.
It is so hard when the society that you were trying to do the work you want to do in is telling you no. And not giving you the platforms to speak up and play the roles that could absolutely have such a great impact on society by just sharing these stories of women. And not even like, I hate it when they'll do a thing, whether that's a story about a woman or an LGBT person or a person of color,
Mm-hmm.
and that entire movie is like a woke thing.
Yeah.
They make it so much about them being inclusive instead of just making it the movie.
Exactly.
And they focus so much on that aspect that it's like, why can't this just be society?
yeah.
Instead of you trying to highlight it so hard that you're like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we know. Maybe not everyone does. But I don't know if what I'm trying to say is coming across correctly.
Go again. Think for a minute. Go again.
When movies that do involve more women
Mm-hmm.
or people of color
Yes.
or people of the LGBT community, when you watch a movie about men
Yes.
and their storylines,
Yes.
the focus is not about the fact that they are men.
Yes.
It's just their story.
About what's going on in their
About
lives.
what's going on
Yeah.
in their lives, and it's not about the fact that
Yeah.
of who they are. It's just their stories, where like movies that do focus on the minority, the main focus is the fact that they are women, that they are LGBT.
It's like Legally
that they
Blonde.
are.
It's like Legally Blonde. The point is that she is a blonde woman
Mhm.
wanting to become a lawyer.
Yeah.
And that's like a big no, but the point is
because that one's more comedy and like you can see what they're trying to do
and
there.
I understand that, but
like
it's in that
s-
spectrum.
In serious movies where it's like they're trying to tell the story, the
Yeah.
focus is so much about the fact that they are these people instead of just who they are as a person,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
and not what they look like, how they identify. Like that shouldn't be the reason that you're making this movie.
Yes. And I agree
It
with
should
you.
be a plus,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
an add-on to their story. Not,
Yeah. Yeah.
if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I 100% get it. I get it. I totes do.
And they make the conversations so awkward sometimes. It's like, why involve it at all? Really? I mean, there are certain ways to do it and do it tastefully.
Oh, yeah. There's always ways to do everything tastefully. It's whether or not the person
Who's writing it is...
at this point it feels like they're too stupid to be able to do it. Is like, honestly, I would just see them as, okay, you're just too stupid. You clearly aren't smart enough to be able to create something that can do that.
Yep.
So we'll find someone better.
Mm-hmm.
Because if...
So unless it's a movie that's supposed to be about the fact that they're a woman or they're LGBT or
Yeah.
they're a person of color,
Oh, yeah.
then it shouldn't be the main aspect.
Yeah, that should not be the reason. Like, it can be like, this is also part of that character's
Because
details.
obviously that is who they are.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
But
But-
when you make a movie about a man, it's not about the fact that he's a man.
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly. That is
And that's how I feel about it.
and it's totally understood.
I will say,
Yeah.
continuing on a few more notes that I have
Yeah.
about Scream 7.
Yeah.
So
Because at this point, it doesn't feel like it's going to be a thing.
Paul Neinstein,
One of those.
one of the three, he basically said that they will continue to make the movies as long as they let them. So
Ooh.
they're going to keep going.
I
Seven
want
has
them to
still-
come back.
7 has still been confirmed. It's going to
So
happen.
it is going to happen.
It is going to happen. I would love for them to come back. They are not. They're not. They're not coming back.
Because that means what story are they going to do? They have to do something completely different now.
mhm.
Which I mean,
Basically, hold on.
yeah.
Neve Campbell announced her return. So she will be coming back as Sydney.
Okay. Which is interesting.
Which is what makes me think that they probably could go into who Sam
Ooh, yeah,
who
they
Sam
could.
and Tara's mom is, because
Yeah.
that could also go into like, yo, he cheated on me with who, or even they
Yeah.
have a little
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
but you'll never know until it comes out. Kevin Williamson, who wrote the original Scream, is also going to direct 7.
Oh, okay.
They were going to have a different director. We've become a drama channel.
a little bit.
A little bit. So the Scream 7 director was originally Christopher Landon. And after everything that happened with Melissa and Jenna, he said in a tweet,
In a twat.
he wrote, "This is my statement. Everything sucks. Stop yelling. This was not my decision to make." With a broken heart emoji.
Is that to say about the
Talking
actors
about
being,
yeah. And then there was another thing he came out and said. He goes, because obviously Kevin Williamson is going to direct now. So with Christopher Landon going to be the original one, he said, I guess now is if I could speak,
You're all
I
good.
guess now is as good a time as any to announce I formally exited Scream 7 weeks ago. This will disappoint some and delight others. It was a dream job that turned into a nightmare. And my heart did break for everyone involved. Everyone. But it's time to move on. I have nothing more to add to the conversation other than I hope Wes's legacy thrives and lifts above the din of a divided world. What he and Kevin created is something amazing, and I was honored to have even the briefest moment basking in their glow.
Yeah.
It's just so disappointing.
Yeah, it always is.
Fuck Spyglass.
Yeah. That's a sign that someone had as a protest sign.
So unless you've got like a killer who only goes after straight people, I don't want to hear it.
Vex.
I don't want to hear it.
I want to hear it.
There is heterophobia in the world. That's a thing.
Yo, one of your photos, this is way, not off topic, but kind of off topic. There was one of your photos, one of the photos that I was going to do for a thesis that before we realized that it was its own little film shit going on there, that was going to be you, like, with a black dress with, like, I put a fucking mouth on your back.
Yeah.
And, like, some dude sexily laying in a bed. And it was going to be, a man-eater. And it was the idea that it was a
'Cause I'm
lesbian gay woman who is
Hates
attacking men.
Yeah.
So know that you were my lead character.
It's
in that.
very pretty, not Pretty Woman. Promising Woman. If you've ever watched that movie. It's actually very good. I had to watch it for a class. Same class I had to write my essay on.
Gotcha.
Stuff for, but because that class was about diversity in film.
Yeah.
And how it's very little.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good because it's basically a woman who uses the fact that she's a woman to
Yeah.
get at men. She ends up dying by a man,
Oh, well.
but the ending is still fucking crazy. It's still not.
No, I probably, if I was going to make that a short film, I'd probably have you die by a woman.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
But not for the sake of a man.
Okay, good.
It would not be for the sake of a man.
Yeah, never.
No.
You'll never catch me dead for the sake of a man.
Yeah. It would not be a woman who's like, I'm going to kill you because you killed my man. No, it's not going to be that. But yeah.
Anyway. But yeah, so
so
very
at least
disappointing.
the movie's still going to come out,
It's
but
still gonna
it's
come.
going to be different.
We're going to have our original Sydney. Who knows what it really is going to be about. Obviously, we still have... Apparently...
Because I know also there was their own shit revolved around Sydney, or the actress,
Nev.
in associating with the films too, of there being a little bit of drama there as well. But it's good to hear that she is actually going to come into the film.
Mm-hmm. This is what has been stated so far.
Yeah.
Take with it what you will. But that's so disappointing. Everyone sounds so
Upset about it.
heartbroken about it.
And the bigger thing is it's not just like just the actors, it's also the director being like, well, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry it had to happen because I didn't want it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want it.
Yeah. He goes, it was not my decision at all. It became a nightmare.
Yeah.
I'm done. And he up and left with them. So
Yeah. So what happens when people who want dollar signs don't pay attention to the human element. Anyway,
I'm calling for a ceasefire.
I don't. Yeah, God.
We don't have a platform yet at this moment, but
Go donate, man. I swear to God, go donate. Do something.
donate, speak out, send some emails.
Yeah, fuck yeah. God, we all know that this year's gonna be fucking chaos in the coming ensuing months. Election year.
I want Marianne Williamson.
Can we
That
just-
woman is a breath of fresh air, a total delight. And
Can we
why
just
she
not-
is not the actual candidate, I don't know. I never will know.
Can we just not? Can we not and say we did?
That's not how that works.
Can we just not and say we did? Because I don't want to deal with the fucking... Look, guys, I don't like a lot of the people that live around me. And here's the facts. I don't want to deal with those people if shit swings the wrong way. That's gonna suck booty ass.
You mean the right way? Literally.
Dude, there's a entire road street that people have stapled signs to the trees that say Trump Town.
No. No. He's a literal convicted felon.
He's a fucking
He's
convicted.
a literal convicted felon.
Big sentence. Convicted.
Convicted.
Which means proven.
Proven. 34 charges, bro. 34.
I don't. It's just it.
Hello?
Again, can we not and say we did? Yeah, this latter half of this year is gonna be.
I don't understand.
Wheeled.
What I really don't understand.
I mean, a lot of people are also saying, here's my other unfortunate factors, is there are some people who are just let him have it because if he has this one, he can't do it again after that point.
Okay,
ever
but the
again.
shit that he
But I
can
just
pull
don't
in
want him-
4 years.
Yeah, the shit he can pull in 4 years can cancel out the whole process if he tries to, and I don't want to deal with that even in a hypothetical
Nope.
process.
Nope.
No thanks.
And here's the thing that I do not understand and will not understand, and it needs to be fixed immediately. How can you be a convicted felon and not vote, and not be able to vote,
Yeah.
but be able to run for president?
How can you be a convicted felon, not vote, but run for president? Riddle me the fuck that. Because convicted felons get treated like trash. Even if it's minor felonies. Which we know half of the people that are in fucking lockup are all because of weed. And that's just stupid in and of itself.
And it should be legal, and we should set up systems for all of those people
You know?
for when they come out to
Yeah. Because that's the one thing this world isn't
be able to have their
kind
feet on the
to.
ground. No.
I will
'Cause
say
the
that
thing is-
convicted felons and military people are often the people that are shat upon once they return.
And the thing
No
is,
support.
like, yeah, we can legalize weed and then release all those people from jail, but what are those people going to do?
Yeah.
Where are they going to go? What jobs are they going to work?
Yeah.
Where are they going to live?
How are you going to you have to think, how long have they been in there? What society did they leave from that they're going to enter this one and be like, I don't know what any of this is. It's like you're fucking Captain American
and lose their minds?
everyone.
Yeah.
You would Captain America a shit ton of people so fast they would all lose their mind.
Yep. So if you want to do something like that, amazing. Please do it. But make sure
make
you're
the
setting up the
processes
systems
right, yeah.
to make it easy for these people
Yeah.
who shouldn't even be there to begin with.
You know. Anyway,
So much fucking politicking in this episode.
this is a lot more politics than I thought we'd get into this episode.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, if you've been listening to us, you probably know most of our viewpoints on things.
Yeah.
But in this one, you're gonna get a boatload of it, I guess.
yeah. Apparently today was Politics Day.
Yes.
Thanks, Scream 6.
Which is why, okay, there's another show called The Boys. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I haven't seen it. I've heard about it. I'm 50
You have to be in the right mind space to watch it,
because I don't think it's a me show.
and maybe not. I
'Cause
actually,
it's got a lot of humor in it. No, I don't know if I'm mixing it up with something else.
It's not a sitcom at all.
No, not sitcom.
Or a funny, haha, jokey joke.
There's something that I'm probably mixing it up with, but
No.
I don't know, man.
The Boys is, to give you a bit of reference, The Boys is a TV show about superheroes living in what today's world would actually be like. If you put
yes.
superheroes
No,
into
yes.
our society.
I've seen family watch it and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm a little
It is actually insane because in the first couple seasons, it's timid. It doesn't really go into a whole lot of the politics. Okay, no,
Am I right? Am I right when I say that there's something real fucked up that happens to someone who goes supersonic?
There's somebody named Supersonic, and something fucked up happens
Like
to
real
him.
fucked up.
So in the first episode,
I was trying to I feel like I remember seeing something like this.
yeah. So in the first episode, this guy, Huey and his girlfriend, walk out of the store and onto the curb, and Huey's standing on the curb and she's just one step off of it, and they're just having a lovely conversation about their future, and they're holding hands and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then A-Train one of the fast superheroes, is on a drug. He's hopped up, doesn't really know where he's going or what he's doing, and runs straight into her and blows her up.
Oh,
Guts everywhere.
that is not the one I was thinking
And
of.
Huey is still holding onto her arms. Anyway.
Yeah. So is that the end of your notes?
So much tangent. Yeah.
You want to do your 1 stars?
Mm-hmm. All right. So the first one. When you make a copy of a copy of a copy, you are left with a poor replica. Devoid of the detail that made the original special. This series is already eating its own tail, and it's a miserable experience. Drained of wit, style, or humor, the substitutes scares with sadistic, graphic violence, and confuses nostalgia for Scream with the genuine love of horror that defines Wes Craven's direction and Kevin Williamson's writing. That sounded like a compliment.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Well, because he's saying that the original is fantastic.
Yeah.
That this one is just not as good,
Yeah.
which is a lie.
But I'm saying if you start, drained of...
Yeah. They enjoyed the first one. They didn't like this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, competently acted by a blandly photogenic cast, but without the grace and personality that the original cast blessed us with. The one thing that I have to give it is that it gets right that this franchise sucks.
What?
Because I guess that's a quote from one of the actors when they're all talking about the rules of the franchise. And they're like, this franchise sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, no. This movie has a good balance of humor and serious horror
I agree.
going
I agree.
on.
I
So,
agree. The next one. A terrible fantasy movie. This is a strange fantasy movie in a parallel world. A really strange one. So different from ours, yet so familiar. In this magical world, you can be stabbed several times. But it's okay, because with the power of your hand over your belly, it's all fine, and you're healed completely. In this world, you can be stabbed in the back, but you can climb stairs just fine. You fall from 20 meters and get stabbed when you fall, yet you can walk away fine and keep fighting, thanks to the magic of your belly-covering hand. A mighty, elven spell, or so it seems. Even after being stabbed over and over, you can sit and have a thoughtful conversation with your friends, or you can remove a knife from your stabbed companion with a proper apology, nonetheless, and instead of bleeding to death, the magical hand will save the day, and that wounded hero will actually come back and help their companions later on. By the end of the movie, almost everyone has been stabbed several times, but not like a small cut in the arm. I mean hilt deep stabbed. But alas, with the power of friendship and love, all is fine in this magical world. But the real magic working here is that this movie sits at 6.9.
of course, they referenced its percentage.
Yep. Meaning that if you have enough production values, half-decent cast, and a brain-dead plot with enough inclusivity, people will love it. That's the true magic.
Absolutely stupid. What the fuck?
I like the creativity.
Although, I will say, a Scream-themed one-shot would be fabulously interesting.
I need it, and I need it now, and I didn't know I needed it until you said that.
You're welcome. Does that mean I have to make it now?
We can do a one shot. Let's go.
I think that would be dope.
Let's go.
Especially if, depending on who's the DM, characters pre-made, randomly handed out. One of them has a secret sheet that is the killer sheet. Hey,
I wasn't even thinking
Ayo.
about one-shot D&D terms.
I'm thinking
and
one-shot
then you
D&D
said
terms.
it, and I was like, whoa, that's super cool. I thought you meant, like, in one of their movies, they need to have a one-shot take where it's just, like, a scene where there's no cuts for a little while.
No, I'm talking about a D&D campaign.
They're both dope as fuck, and I need them both immediately. Well, this episode has ran a lot longer than we expected.
Yeah. But it's okay. A lot of this will get cut.
And you won't even know.
Anyway, that person was wrong. The film was fantastic. Look, they explained a lot of the stabs, and guess what? You can still survive non-lethal stabs. So,
Yep.
Anyway, next week is our Carrie episode.
Yay!
Going to a classic, a bloody classic.
Mm-hmm. Which I will say the kill count for that is way
It's
worse
way high.
than you even would have expected
Yeah.
than this whole franchise together.
Yeah. Yeah, so send us an email, horrorunmasked@gmail.com. Let us know your thoughts. Would you join a Scream-themed one-shot?
D&D one shot.
Yeah, hell yeah. I think that'd be dope. I think that'd be dope because you could randomize it each time, and sometimes there could be 2 killers if depending on the party size. Anyway,
Ooh.
I've got it steeping. Anyway,
Write the book.
I know, right? You can follow us at Instagram, Twitter X, at Horror Unmasked.
It'll never not be funny. It's like your mom jokes.
Yeah, exactly. You can listen to us on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, Audible, Pandora, and YouTube at Horror Unmasked Podcast. And with that,
There's only one thing left to ask. Will you fear?
or will you fear not?